Do you ever notice how some people just light up a room without even saying a word? That's not luck, that's presence. As realtors, our energy is our most powerful tool. Thank you for joining us today on the Agent Power Huddle. I'm your host, Dill Ward. I'm an icon agent and team leader with eXp Realty in Portland, Oregon. With almost 20 years in the industry, I believe strongly business should be more than just transactions. It should actually be the path to personal growth, meaningful success, and a life that you are excited to wake up to. This series is designed to shift the way that you show up in your business so that you can lead with purpose, create a lasting impact, and bring more joy into your everyday. Now, you can have the best script, the best outfit, all the market stats memorized, but if your energy's off, people feel it. Let's talk about showing up as the most magnetic version of yourself every single time. Now, I don't know about you guys, but this time of year, it seems like there's just a million things to be, I don't know, off about. I guess off is just the best way to describe this because there's a lot of negative news. The weather starts to turn, holidays and pressure and expectations to do a lot of things starts kind of showing up. And I really felt like this is the time we need to dive into reminding you what your absolute best, most valuable tool is. And that is literally your energy. Now, I remember when I first started in real estate a gazillion years ago, they used to tell me they'll know if you're not smiling on the phone. And I think back then I thought that was a little cheesy. So I remember making calls like big grin on my face, like, okay, I'm making calls. But now that I'm seasoned and a little wiser to life, I am going to 100% agree that your energy in those micro expressions, even if you're forcing them, does show up and does affect the way people are around you. So, I mean, the thing is that in real estate and in life, you are your brand. Your energy is your billboard. Today, we're talking about how to show up every single time to attract clients, opportunities, and confidence without having to force it. Now, I could do an entire other show about how to get your energy back if you're leaking energy or if you're, this time of year is a great time to evaluate your habits. You're eating, you're drinking, you're sleeping, like all of that is eroding and leaking energy. But for today's topic, let's focus on assuming that you've cultivated enough energy for yourself in your own body and you're getting enough exercise, drinking enough water, all those important habits. Because really, if you can't be physically showing up, then that's the problem. That's a problem in itself. But let's pretend that you've done all the work to get yourself ready, but now you're just going to go out and go talk to other humans. Well, I have 4 key points for you today to think about. Number one, presence is power. Let's start with presence because when you walk in a room, whether it's a listing appointment, an open house, networking event, you're not just physically there. You're bringing an energetic signal that tells people who you are before you even speak. Now, think about those people that you know light up a room. I always try to be one of them. So if you're tuning into this episode, hopefully you've listened to these shows before, but I really, before I get on here, I just do a little energy work to say, okay, Dill, show up with as much vibration as you can because this is your gift to give someone. And for you guys, if you have an appointment today, before you go into it, you have a chance to reset yourself and really show up with great intention. It's not necessarily the loudest or the flashiest person that makes you feel really good, right? You can tell because they're just fully there. There's no phone in hand, no split attention, no mental to-do list running in the background. It's about connection. And as we know in real estate, connection builds trust. And when people have trust, they can hire you, they can refer you, they can feel comfortable sharing their story with you. So this is your task for today. I hope your day is full of meetings and this you're just filling this in as I mean you're just squeezing this in as a little energy reset for yourself to have some build some confidence and So I hope your day is full of appointments. So before you go to your next appointment, I want you to take a deep breath, drop your shoulders, and silently say to yourself, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. This single moment of grounding makes you magnetic because people can feel that you're fully there. Now, I got this from one of my coaches, Brendan Burchard, who always talks about the release meditation technique. You can look that up on YouTube, release meditation technique. But basically, the gist of it is that you're saying release to yourself every time something is kind of boggling you up in your mind, or your energy is definitely getting off and you're about to punch the wall, which I don't know about you, but it happens to me a couple times a day in real estate. So I started doing that and it really worked for me. I'm like, release, release, release. I got my daughter doing it when she's all frustrated about something. But then I thought, how can I take this further and really bring it into like when I'm trying to show up? So that's when I started the I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. And when I do that, it just reminds me that I get to choose to be there, right? You don't nothing you're doing you have to do most of. You're choosing to be there. So choose your energy, which brings me to point number two. Energy is contagious. So choose yours intentionally. Our energy doesn't affect just us, it spreads. If you show up rushed, tired, distracted, your clients mirror that energy. Have you ever been on a showing and you have appointments like booked really tight because they want to see 10 houses and half of them were occupied and some of them were making it really difficult to show. So you're kind of like in this like rushy mode, like, come on, like they want to take one more lap through the house and you're like, no, we got to go. I've noticed in myself, in my own practice of real estate, is that whenever I'm displaying energy of like, we got to stay on a schedule and hustle, they're also doing that. But when I'm like, oh, let's take all the time in the world, let's go sit down in the back chairs in the backyard, they model that. They just emulate your energy. So when you're really excited about the house, oh, I couldn't wait all day to see this one. They also express that. When you walk in real dismissive, oh, this place is a flip and, it's been sitting for 2 months. When you have that kind of energy when you show up to that house, they start embodying that energy too. I mean, that's what Sales 101, guys. Read all the books that talk about energy. Uh, Sales is energy. So choose yours intentionally so that you can get the outcome that you want. We teach our clients about curb appeal, but I'm going to say that our personal energy is literally our curb appeal. Like when they come to us to see us, I have a lot of clients that I meet on Zoom all the time. And then when we see each other in person, it's always this weird, like, I kind of know you, but I don't know you, but I know you. But the one thing that should be consistent and congruent to keep building trust deeper and deeper is your energy. It should be symbiotic. You should be the same person you were in the Zoom, which means you also have to show up in the Zoom environment in the same way. I know this is just the stuff that we kind of know, but we forget. And today's just all about intention. It's kind of putting yourself back in the seat of intention so you can have an amazing week. Okay. So I'm going to ask you to try to become aware of your baseline energy and then ask yourself throughout the day, what am I broadcasting right now? And try to name your emotion. I mean, this is like something we do with our kid. She's 9 and we're still trying to help her hone in emotion and name it and claim it and reset it because that's power. Intention is power. So, but not just what am I feeling, because that's important too, but what am I broadcasting? Because you are broadcasting, whether you think so or not. So you might as well tune in and pause and reset it if you need to. For me, it always helps to anchor in gratitude. Gratitude shifts my vibration instantly. It reminds me that I'm just lucky to be here, lucky to have this opportunity. If I'm going for a showing, going for doing an open house, been invited to a networking event or a social gathering, like I'm like, I was invited here. I'm here. I'm so lucky and I'm so grateful. And other humans are here too, and they're probably wanting to connect, but they're not wanting to connect with a limp fish. They're wanting to connect with someone alive and vibrating and kind and curious and present. So if you want to be really successful, you got to be that person. Okay, so I have a key takeaway for this idea. So choose your energy, choose intentionally. Your energy is contagious. You are the thermostat, not the thermometer. You set the tone. So that's the big takeaway for me on this is you set the tone. Okay, next point. Authenticity outshines perfection. Now, I know because I coach a lot of you, this is one that just fumbles you all up. Okay. There's this pressure in our industry to have the perfect social feed, the perfect house tour, the perfect video, the perfect this, that, the other, right? But perfection creates distance and authenticity creates connection. So, what do I mean by this? Well, all the time you're spending being perfect, people then feel alienated. They feel like, well, I can't be perfect, so I might not be comfortable around this person who's always perfect. And authenticity says, I laugh at myself, I admit when something doesn't go right, and I just show my human side. One of my most viral videos I put out a long time ago, I was walking and a house tour. And I dropped the phone. I tripped on something. I tripped and I dropped the phone. And the phone went flying across the room and it was still recording. And I just posted it anyway. Like I could have edited that part out and just said, no, I was perfect. I got the perfect tour. But no, I posted it and just said, clumsy home tour. And people just went crazy because they're like, that's me. I always trip. It created some connection and relatability because those human moments in our lives is what life is about, right? No one can live to this perfect polished. No, no, granted, I want to be a caveat here. You can't just go crazy being a mess. Nobody wants that person either. So have it together, have a balance. There's some level of faking a little bit of perfection, having a professional side, but please, the balance is both sides, okay? I'll tell you the secret. People don't hire the perfect realtor. They hire the one they can relate to. They want someone who makes them feel comfortable, seen, and safe. So here's your permission to stop dimming your light, trying to fit into a version of what you think other people expect. Show up as you, your quirks, your warmth, your humor, your heart. That's the energy people remember long after the transaction and have them calling you again and referring you because you make them feel something that feels safe. Okay. Point number 4, consistency builds trust and magnetism. Magnetism isn't a one-time performance. It's a habit. It's built on the small daily choices of how you show up, even when no one's watching. Are you the same person online and in person? Do your actions match your words? Do you follow through on what you say? Guys, this is so important. Clients are like little trust accounts. And every time you say you're going to do a thing and you do it, you're making a deposit. And every time you say you're going to do a thing and you don't do the thing, you're taking a withdrawal. And all those little micro commitments matter. And I've now become so hyper aware when I'm on a meeting because earlier in my career, when I'd be on a meeting, I'm like, oh, I'm going to send you this. I'm going to send you that. I'm going to do this and that. They remember. They're like, well, you didn't send us the checklist and you didn't send us this. And in my mind, I was like, okay, I'm going to go create all those things for you. I don't have those things, but I feel like you need them. So I'll create them for you. And then when I wouldn't send them, they would ask me like 100 times for it. And I'm like, oh man, that was a mistake. So my advice to you is be really mindful when your mouth says the words like I will send, I will do for you, because that's a commitment. And those are things that are going to erode their trust in you and the brand that you're building around uh, how you are. The most magnetic people are consistent. They always know what, yeah, oh, sorry, you'll always know what energy you get from them. Like when you tune into this show, I hope every single time you're like, I don't know what Jill will be talking about today, but she will be fired up and she will be very passionate about us being our best selves. Because honestly, there's going to come a time in our career where we just don't want to work anymore. We don't want to sell more real estate. We don't want to lead. We don't want to do all the things. And when we stop doing that, what will matter? What will be left of what we've done? And I think about this a lot, the legacy of our work. And I know for a lot of us, we think about those families that we got into their first house and now their kids are grown up and buying houses and they're calling us again. And we're getting to see generational wealth that we helped have a little spearhead of. And all of that means that this business means more to us than just transactions, more than just writing a deal, writing a contract, selling a house. Like we actually can make lasting impact. And we have an ability to coach people through some difficult times. That was what really came to my heart this week when I wanted to put together this episode. I was thinking about how much we need each other, how much presence we need from each other when we're somewhere, when you're meeting someone brand new and they walk in and they just smile at you really big and you smile at them and you don't even know what's going to go on in this meeting yet, but you just connect on that real soulful human level. I really want to promote that. I want to promote us being ready to deliver that because obviously people may say a lot of negative things about realtors, but we can block all that out and be the most positive influence in this person's life. I mean, think about it. The average person doesn't have access to all the trainers and motivational speakers and all this programming that we have access to as agents, especially if we're at the part of the agent collective. I mean, this is like just an endless trove of knowledge and wisdom and energy resets and things to be your greatest self. But the average person doesn't have access to any of that. I mean, I don't know about you, but when I go into houses, a lot of times the people are sitting in their recliner and they have the news on. And that's what they're programming their mind and energy with is like fear, disappointment, discouragement, and they tell themselves, oh, I'm just being a realist. I'm just, I just need to know everything going on. And you walk in and you're like, immediately, I'm like, can we turn the TV off? Because I know when I come in and someone's watching the news and I'm about to talk to them about selling their house, I have to reset their energy. I have to get their head out of where it just was. I have to bring them with me onto this vision of this sale going well and doing all the steps necessary in order to get there. So I know that it's going to be only my energy. It's not going to be all my smart tactics and my strategies. It'll be a little bit of that, but for the most part, to get them bought in on saying, yes, you're hired, to get them bought in on saying, yes, I'll trust whatever the heck you're saying I need to do, even though I don't want to do any of it. It's because of the energy and the presence and the concern. And what a gift that is to the world right now to be that kind of person, to show up and be present. Number 5, and I'm just going off the cuff here because I made some notes, but I just think this is really important. Is like, I'm going to encourage everyone right now, do something really brave. Invite somebody completely new to dinner, invite them to coffee, reach out to someone, either in your industry, a potential prospect, a neighbor, a friend, like anyone, just be an inviter, be an includer, bring your energy to people. They need it more than ever. The world's getting lonelier and lonelier. We have more connection of more people. Facebook kind of fools you because you're like, I have 5,000 friends. It's like, yeah, but who would you have dinner with? You know? And this is the time of year that people are going to get a little bit more isolated because it's, especially if you don't live in the South, if you live in the North and it's cold and it's raining and it's snowing and all the things, people are going out of their houses less. So getting an invitation means so much. And also if somebody makes an invitation to you, this is something I see in the broker community and I don't understand. So it's very typical. You take a new listing on to the market and you do open house or broker open. I know broker opens have kind of died down a little bit and then they came back after COVID. If they're doing them in your market, if not, be the one person to do them. But I've noticed other agents are not very supportive of other agents' work. Like they'll get an email and they're like, I'm so sick of getting email spam and they're deleting them. Me, I respond. If you send me your listing, even if it's just, a bulk email outbound with your listing notification, I respond. I say, this looks great. Wow, that backyard's amazing. Amazing kitchen, it's great price, anything, just something to validate another human. Because you know what? It's going to be 5 minutes before I'm offering on another one of their houses that I'm trying to get in rapport when my client finally likes something that they've listed. Listing marketing is usually done by listing agents who have other listings, right? So let's not be short-sighted here. But how cool is it to just be kind in our industry to other realtors and celebrate their success and support them, even when it seems cringy? If they posting just listed or whatever is in social media, like say something nice and celebrate them and create goodwill and good energy because that is going to serve you in the long run. that's going to set 2026 up for so much success because you're just a likable person, trustworthy, consistent, congruent, showing up with positive energy, being magnetic, being intentional in every single step of the way, right? From morning to night, at every junction, when there's an opportunity to intersect another human being, can you be the one that holds yourself in intention and kindness and curiosity and playful and ask great questions? That's another one. God, people ask such boring questions. Can you be someone that just shows up and asks thoughtful questions, creating interesting dialogue, creating more magnetic and presence? People love to talk. That's one thing I've learned about the world. You go out and ask questions, they love to talk. There's a lot of stories in their head they haven't got to tell anyone in a while, and they want to share. And this makes you magnetic. This makes you likable. And I know that each and every one of us today have the power to completely shift someone else's energy and someone else's day. Like, hopefully I am for you now. Hopefully you leave listening to this and you're like, man, she's right. I'm going to be present. I'm going to go out there, and just cool things are going to happen for you. Cool things are going to show up in mysterious ways that seem completely unplanned and random, but they're not. It's all part of the greater plan of awesomeness. Okay, guys. Well, that's the show. Until next time, stay curious, stay bold, stay inspired, and reach out to me on social media. If we don't follow each other, look me up, Dill Ward. I'm in Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, all the places you're supposed to be showing up magnetically.
If you'd like more information or to get connected to the Agent Power Huddle, join our free Facebook group. This call was designed for the agents in our EXP organization, but open to any agent from any brokerage. If you're a guest and you're interested in learning more about EXP or our specific resources within the Agent Collective, reach out to the person who invited you to this call to get more info. Produced by the Agent Collective Media Network.